KB over here at KB Equipment Rental. I'm gonna try to yell over the sound of the engine here, and hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm gonna show you a really quick demonstration how to hook up our Topcat AGT Rock Hound, often referred to as a rock rake. It's got many names to it, but this thing is a beast. I love it. For those that don't know, it's great for picking up rocks and removing rocks and debris as big as 5 inches in diameter. So great for soil prep, land clearing, those types of uses there. It literally just picks them up and then you can take it over, off to the side and dump it. So it does have a dump component to it, but I'm gonna show you how that hooks up here. For those that need to know how to run the machine, I do have another video on that. So if you're still at that level, watch that video first so you know how to run this Kubota SVL75 here. But afterwards, this is basically the Rockhound video. So let's get to it. All right, once you are here, I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. You guys have probably seen my quick attach demonstration in my other videos. Again, this is probably not going to be the smoothest operation, being that I'm holding a phone with one hand while trying to do this. Don't try this at home, kids. Let me see if I can get it a little bit lower. There we go. Turn this throttle up because this thing is a behemoth. It is so heavy, in fact, that it won't lift anything unless you have that turned up. So now I gotta yell even louder. That did it. I'm gonna make sure that we lock everything in over here with our quick attach. You can see them pins close in. And keep an eye on them, guys. Make sure that they actually lock in. Alright, so that's locked in. I'm going to lower it back down to the ground. Slowly but surely. I'm going to get out and I'm going to attach all my hydraulic lines here. Let's see if I don't fall. 3 points of contact, y'all. 3 points of contact. All right, we've got our hydraulic lines, and I'm actually probably going to put the phone down to do this, but just want to show you guys, if you have multiple attachments, we're always going to have this hooked up for you if you're running it upon delivery. If we're delivering for you or if you're coming to pick it up, we'll make sure everything's already hooked up for you as a courtesy. But for most of you who wind up renting a bucket, multiple attachments from us at once, there's at some point on the job site where you're going to get stuck swapping this in and out, so you're going to have to know how to attach these. So these hydraulic lines, there's 2 of them in this case here. That big guy here, he's going to go on the little guy. And the little guy here is going to go on the big guy. You don't have to worry about this one right now. So it's as simple as that as far as attaching those. Specifically for our Rockhound, you do have a 12 volt component to it as well. Oh, here she is. Little 12 volt guy here. That's going to run right down to your 12 volt outlet here. I'm trying to yell over the machine, but it opens up right there. Simple enough. And there's a remote control that goes with it that I'm going to go grab. So give me a second, y'all. I'm going to hook this bad boy up and grab the remote control and show you how to use it. Alright, y'all, welcome back. I have got our Rockhound hooked up here. Only thing I gotta do is plug the 12 volt in. This does have an electronic remote control to it. That's why it needs the 12 volt power. There we go. Plug that bad boy in. I got my lines all hooked up here. Just watch this cable. You shouldn't run into any issues with it, but if so, I do have, I'm trying to do this with one hand, I do have some stuff here. I'll hold it up for you. finicky. I don't particularly love this setup, but nonetheless, it's what I'm working with. I've seen people attach it here, I've seen people attach it there. You gotta leave some slack in it for when you raise your bucket up to go dump it out. But just so it ain't totally dragging, I'll put that up there. But you'll see what I mean here in a minute when I go to lift that up. So anyways, here's my handy dandy remote control. Pop back in. I'm only gonna need this when I go to dump it, guys. So this isn't something like rocket science that you gotta hang on to that the whole time. Again, trying to do this with one hand. You will need the auxiliary hydraulics button. Make sure that you tell it that it's got... Oh, lost you for a second. But yeah, push the auxiliary button. You'll see the green auxiliary button actually pop up on your screen. That's how you'll know that it's working. Then you can engage your thumb button. Again, you want to make sure you're in the air when you get it going, or it's not going to work for you. You can hold this button down. It can change directions. You'll see it spinning. There's I'm trying to show you here. All these bars that go across here, and you'll kind of see it spin in this direction, right? Clockwise, counterclockwise, or clockwise, depending which way that you maneuver your thumb button here. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. Pretty self-explanatory. You can have your constant flow if you watch any of my other videos that you'll see. So I'm actually going to put it on that. Adjust your throttle as needed. Lower it down. It actually works better in reverse. I'm just going slow, showing you a little bit, demonstration on it. Obviously, keep an eye out behind you. You can go deeper than this. I don't want to tear my entire yard up quite yet, so just trying to give you a demonstration on how that works. When you are ready to dump debris out of it, you have to make sure that it's moving or it won't let you dump debris out. In our case, it's already moving. That's great news. If you need to remove this to give you a little bit more leeway, a little bit more room with the wire, you can, because when I go to lift this in a minute, you're going to see it's going to pull on this wire. If I don't have enough room, this doesn't need to be plugged in anyways, but just want to make sure that you, for at least dumping, that you remove that if need be. I'm going to try to leave it in there. Really difficult to hold the phone while doing this, but I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. I do have it running on constant flow. I'm not holding that button in. And on my remote control, I make sure that I push that green start button, and then I can push up or down. You can see it raising and lowering. And that opened up my bucket for me if I want to dump everything out there. So, hey guys, not sure why the very end of my video got cut off there, so I'll leave you with this. That 12 volt plug does not need plugged in the entire time that you're running the Hound. That is only for the controller, the remote control, which is only for opening and closing the bucket when you go to dump. So hear me out on this, very important, because I have personally broke that thing multiple times myself by working too fast and, you know, not paying attention. So pay attention to that wire. There's not a lot of leeway on the length of that wire for you to just freely go rogue and start, you know, opening that thing up the entire way, because it's pulling on that wire. And it will pull it out, and it's going to pull that whole end of that 12 volt outlet apart for you, and then you're screwed. You're done for the day. You're going to call me to come fix it. We're going to charge you to fix it. So my best advice is leave that thing unplugged all day. When you go to dump, plug it in briefly. Obviously, what I was telling you is you have to make sure that the thing is spooling for that remote control to work. So leave it spooling, plug your 12 volt outlet in, use your remote to open up that bucket while your boom is still on the ground. That's the key, is only open up that bucket while the boom is still on the ground. From there, unplug that 12-volt outlet. Bucket's wide open, unplug that, then raise your boom up. You don't have to worry at this point now raising that boom up to wherever the heck you want with it pulling that wire, because it's unplugged now, so you don't have to worry about it pulling. Now you can freely tilt that boom down, dump everything out, reverse that process now. Get your boom the whole way back to the ground, plug in the 12-volt outlet, push your remote control button to close that whole contraption back up, and you're good to go back to rock hounding from there. But again, that's a little bit of a pain in the neck on that dumping process, but that's the setup. So key takeaways there is, A, make sure that the whole thing is spooling when you go to use your remote control to open the bucket while it's still relatively close to the ground. Once open, unplug, then raise your boom up to dump. Put the boom back down, re-plug in, close it. That's the process. So if you guys have questions, let me know. Thanks. All right, y'all. I have with us our AGT Top Cat Rock Hound here. Skid steer attachment. If you're running this for an extended period of time, I'll let you know that that's you, but that's typically longer than 1 week. You are responsible for greasing the bearings. Not a bad idea if you are, even if you're under 1 week rental, not a bad idea to grease these daily, but at a minimum 1 week, once per week. You can see the grease fitting on here. I've grease globbed everywhere because my grease gun a second ago was having some issues. But one here, one here. So there's 3 there. 4th one right here on the side. A 5th one. A 6th one. And all the way up here is that 7th one. So you've got 7 total grease fittings on the Rock Hound.